So next circuit is study of the triggering of SCR using UJT. This is also experiment number one. So first R triggering, RC triggering half wave, and RC triggering full wave, and UJT triggering. So in that UJT means unijunction transistor. So here you can give the kit is there, and you are giving the DC supply plus 12 and plus 5 volts, and DSO and connecting wires multimeter is required. So in that, this is a circuit diagram. Is a simple circuit diagram. So this circuit is the UJT. How the UJT gate triggering is gate pulses are released. So that pulse is given to the gate, right? And here the this is anode to cathode voltage. So first, the ACR is turn on, means the forward blocking mode. The outer junction J1 and J3 both are forward bias, and J2 is reverse bias. So we are giving the voltage for anode to cathode voltage by using this meter P2. So in that meter, you are giving the supply. You are giving the supply up to uh, you are giving the supply. So that that supply is up to, you can give the 11 volts. Let us assume. So the 11 volts is you can apply by the help of the pot meter 2. Okay, so this rheostat, so you can apply anode to cathode voltage. So whenever the anode to cathode voltage is given to the SCR but doesn't conduction state but forward blocking state, whenever you are giving the gate triggering, then this is turn on. Okay, so you are giving the supply here up to 11 volts you can fix, and you can vary the this pot meter P1, and you can increase the gate current and give the ACR. The ACR is conduction state. So once the ACR is conduction state, immediately the anode current is rises and voltage across the anode to cathode voltage is decreases. So then you can vary the pot meter P3. Then you can vary the pot meter P3, and you will see the waveforms in DSO, how it will charging and discharging mode, and how the gate pulses are releasing. Okay, so this is the connection. So you can give the plus 5 volts and plus 12 volts. Okay, and anode AB point is the gate current. That gate current will shows this one ammeter is required, one ammeter multimeter. That multimeter you can connect AB board, so that you can see the current of gate current, and you can connect C and D point. Here you can connect one more multimeter, that is also ammeter mode, so that you can see the anode to cathode current. And one more is the, you can connect D to E point, the voltmeter, so that you can E point and this ground, E point and the ground is the multimeter in voltage mode, so you can see the voltage across the SCR. So these are the connections. This is a simple connection. So processor you can see. So connection of plus 5 volts and plus 12 volts DC supply you can give. Okay, ammeter you can give the point D and C point, anode cathode current, and A to B point is the gate current, and multimeter is the anode to cathode voltage is the E and ground point, and pot meter 1 fully in clockwise direction, and P2 is the counterclockwise direction, and switch on the supply, and you can vary the pot meter P2, so up to 11 volts. Okay, up to 11 volts, and you can vary the gate current is a pot meter 1. So until the anode to cathode IA can observe, gate current is step by step you can vary. So suddenly the gate current is rises, suddenly the anode current is rises, means across the voltmeter VAK is drops, means the ACR is under conduction state. So then you can vary the potentiometer 1. There will be an effect in the anode to cathode voltage and current of SCR. So this procedure you can repeat it. So P1 potentiometer is gate current, and P2 is a potentiometer across SCR. Okay, so this is the observation table. So you can see the gate current as well as anode to cathode current as well as the anode to cathode voltage. So at initial state, anode to cathode voltage you can fix 11 volts or 12 volts, and you can vary the gate current. So until the anode current is rises rapid suddenly. So again the voltage across the SCR, anode to cathode voltage drops. So then you can vary the pot meter 1, and you can see the this gate current, anode cathode current, and anode cathode voltages. You can note down. So this is the graph. So this is a value point, is a peak point. Whenever the pot meter 1 is increases, so value point to up to the peak point. So whenever the peak point reaches, again this is a discharging mode. Means whenever charging is charging to discharging mode, the one gate pulse is releasing. Then the pulse width. means the charging time is more but discharging time is very less. Tau equal to RC. The charging time is very high, but discharging time is very small. Okay, so that the gate pulse is releasing. When the gate pulse is releasing, the charging voltage is up to the peak voltage. Whenever peak voltage reaches, the gate pulse is releasing. Okay, every time. So this is the pulse width relaxation. Okay, so this is the circuit. So how the gate pulses are releasing, and the gate pulse is given to the ACR. ACR is control for each 360 degrees. This is the UJT firing circuit. Okay, and you can give the connections, and you can see the vary the potentiometer parts P1, P2, P3, and you can see the waveforms. Thank you.
So this is triggering of SCR using UJT, unijunction transistor. So previous we are seeing the R triggering, RC triggering half wave, RC triggering full wave. Now we will see the UJT, unijunction transistor. So here this is a unijunction transistor. So this is the unijunction transistor. Okay, and that pulse is given to the gate current of the SCR. Okay, this is the anode and this is a cathode. So this is a potentiometer P1 and this is a potentiometer P2, this is a potentiometer P3. So here observation is, generally the SCR is for junction J2, J1, J2, J3. We are giving the supply here anode to cathode, right? So junction J1 and J3 is forward bias, junction J2 is reverse bias, but this is a forward blocking conduction mode, but not conduction. When the SCR is conduction, we are giving the gate pulse accordingly. So to increase the gate by the help of this UJT, then junction J2 is avalanche breakdown will occurs, then SCR is turned on. So how much current will go? So above the latching current. Okay, then SCR will be turned on at the anode. So we are increasing the gate current. We are increasing the gate current. This part P2, we are increasing this up to that. So suddenly the anode current is rises. Suddenly anode current rises, and across the voltage also drops. Means we are giving the initially we are giving the voltage at a particular 11 volts or 12 volts, 13 volts. Fixed voltage I am giving, anode to cathode voltage is giving. Okay, and then I am varying this gate. Okay, for clockwise direction. So initially this is a counterclockwise direction, this is the clockwise direction, so this is a counterclockwise direction initially like that. So then I am increasing the voltage for counterclockwise direction and increase the anode to cathode voltage at a fixed voltage, and then I am varying the potentiometer P2 for clockwise direction. Then this gate current is reaches to latching current above the anode. So suddenly the anode current is increases. Suddenly anode current increases and voltage drop across the SCR is drops. Means it means the SCR is under conduction. Then the action will be start for UJT. You can control this potent part P3 for clockwise direction, so that the number of pulses are generating. That we'll see. Right, in across the capacitor how RC is acting, how pulses are increasing or generating by the help of the charging and discharging waves, and you can see the pulses across this also you can see the pulses. Okay, so now I am giving the connections. Okay, so in that connections I am giving the supply. Okay, I am giving the supply. So that supply is plus 5 volts here, plus 5 volts DC. Okay, so here in our 2700 high voltage panel, here the AC supply as well as DC supply, DC1, DC2 is there. So in that I am taking plus 5 volts. So this is a plus 5 volts. Okay, so this is a plus 5 volts. Next I am taking plus 12 volts. So this is a plus 12 volts. Okay, so this is a plus 12 volts. So you will see plus 12. So that plus 12 is given here of the main panel. From that I am taking the supply, and next one is the ground. So this is the ground. Okay, so this is another wire. So this is the ground. So I am taking this is the ground. Okay, so this is the 3 wires. Okay, one is the plus 5 and plus 12 and ground. So this is the supply is completed. Okay, supply is completed. Next I am connecting the multimeters. 3 multimeters is required here. Why? Because so in the 3 multimeters, one is the voltage across the anode to cathode voltage, and one more is the how much gate current is flows, and one more is the how much anode current is flows. So that we'll see. Okay, so now I am connecting first multimeter. So that first multimeter is the voltage. So in voltage mode, so I am taking 20 volts DC. So that is connected across the anode to cathode. I am connecting E point, E and ground. So this is the multimeter 1 in voltage mode, and one more multimeter I am connecting. So that is a current measurement. So current is DC. So we'll see I am taking the 200 milliampere, okay, DC. So that I am connecting across at C and D point, C and D. Why? Because this is the anode current. Okay, how much anode current will flows, that will measure by the help of the multimeter in ammeter mode. So I am connecting, and one more connection here at D. Okay, at D I am connecting. Okay, so this is the connection, and next connection is one more ammeter at this gate. How much gate current will flows, that will see. So I am taking one more multimeter. So this is a multimeter 3. So this multimeter shows gate current. So this is also I am taking 200 milliampere, the DC. So multimeter in ampere mode, milliampere, this is the common point. So from that I am taking, so this is the gate current A, and this is the B point. Okay, this is the B point. Okay, so this is the connections how I am giving. So next I have observed waveforms also, where this is a charging and discharging mode. So at that I am seeing waveforms also. So I am taking two probes. One is across the C, and one more is the how gate pulses are generating. That two waveforms I am observing here. So by taking two probes from the DSO, I am taking, so channel 1 and channel 2. So I am taking channel 1 probe. So I am taking channel 1 probe. So that channel 1 probe I am connecting at C. Okay, so at test point TP. So you will see here test point TP is there. So at I am connecting one wire. Okay, from that I am taking one probe. Okay, one probe, and one more is the ground common. I am taking ground common here. So this is a one probe, and one more probe I am taking how gate pulse is generating. So that is a probe from channel 2. I am taking channel 2. Okay, so this probe is I am taking channel 2. So at test point TP1, we'll see here TP1, test point TP1. At that, and I am taking one more connecting wire, one more connecting wire, and is connected to the ground. So I am taking ground. Here also is the ground is there. Here is a possibility is not here, possibility is not there. So that I am connecting ground here. So this is the connection diagram is very simple. Three multimeters I am taking. One is a voltmeter across the anode to cathode, and one more ammeter is connecting anode current, and one more ammeter is connecting gate current. Okay, initially this is the counterclockwise direction for potentiometer V1, and this is the counterclockwise, this is the clockwise direction. So step by step we will see, and we will see the outputs also. Okay, now we are varying the voltage across anode to cathode for clockwise direction. So we will see the multimeter, so up to 11 volts. Okay, up to 11 volts we will see. So we will see the multimeter here. This is the voltmeter, anode to cathode voltage. I am fixing the voltage up to 11 volts. So we will see. So up to 11 volts. Slowly you can vary, and you can fix the voltage. Anode to cathode voltage fixed. So up to 11 volts. 11 volts or 12 volts as you wish. So first initially I am taking the 11 volts. Okay, this is 11 volts. So now I am varying the gate current. So this is a part 2. Okay, this is a part 2 potentiometer. So this potentiometer I am varying. So you can see the gate current also. So whenever gate current is varies, suddenly the anode current is rises. So suddenly anode current is rises means the SCR is turn on. So voltage drop across the SCR is decreasing. Okay, so that will see. Okay, that will see. Okay, so you can change the gate current. Now you can vary the potentiometer P2. Okay, so for clockwise direction up to the voltage 11 volts. 11 volts. Okay, the potentiometer P2. So you can observe in multimeter. So I am setting the voltage 11 volts. Okay, now 11 volts. Now I am varying the potentiometer P1. I am increasing the gate current. So you can see in multimeter, this is a multimeter for gate current. So it shows is increasing, gate current is increasing. Okay, so the gate current is increasing. Suddenly the voltage drop across anode to cathode is drops and anode current is rises suddenly. So it means the SCR is under conduction state. So you can observe this voltmeter and ammeter and anode current, 3 meters you can observe. So now I am varying the gate current step by step, 1.8, 1.9 like that. Suddenly the voltage drop across the anode to cathode is decreases and anode current is rises. Okay, so that will observe. So yes, so here at that point, so this is the gate current 7.7 milliampere. At that the SCR is under conduction state. So actually I am fixed the voltage 11 volts. Now the voltage drops 3.21 volts and anode current is rises. So 23.2 milliampere. It means so at this is under conduction state. Now I am varying the UJT. Now I am varying the UJT. So UJT potentiometer for clockwise direction, and we will see the output. You can see the output. So the output, you can see the output. Okay, so this is the rising. So we will see the output. Okay, so in that output have a so this is the RC charging and this is discharging. So this is the value point and this is a peak point. So the time constant tau equal to RC. So this is charging time and this is a discharging time. So generally anywhere the charging time is more and discharging time is very less. Okay, very less. Discharging time is very less and charging time is more. So at that stage this is a value point, this is a peak point. Whenever the charging is increases up to the peak point, then the pulse will be generated. Again this is a discharging at up to the value point and again is increasing at a time constant up to the peak point and then pulses are generating. So step by step the pulses are releasing. Each case the pulses are releasing. These pulses are given to the SCR. SCR will be turned on. So this is the process. Okay. So this is the capacitor charging and discharging waveform and this is a pulse waveform. How pulses are generating in the UJT. That pulses are given to the SCR gate. The SCR is fires up to the 0 to 360 degrees, positive half cycle as well as negative half cycle. So this is the UJT, how it will be generating the pulses. Okay.